The Lions must do what on Sunday to win?
So for the Lions, my game plan going in is we're going to run the football. We're going to get DeAndre Swift involved, and that's going to open up things for TJ, for Amon-Ra. It's going to open up big plays possibly for DJ Chark.
Because I do think Jared Goff is going to be more than capable of going out and helping the Lions win this football game.
If you can't run the football and the Lions know what you're doing and you're predictable, Jalen Hurts is in trouble because he hasn't proven to us he can beat teams in the pocket.
Jared Goff in the passing game is what's going to win this game offensively, in my opinion, not the run game. I think the passing game for both teams is what's going to dictate the winner. The Lions play on Sunday. The Eagles, Lions, I believe, are 3.5-point underdogs at home this Sunday.
Pretty 3.5-point underdogs.
Pretty friendly.
Yeah, pretty friendly.
Pretty friendly line. Let's get into the game, Jeff. Let's start with the head coach. Who's got the advantage on Sunday? I want to go through coach all the way down through all the specifics on the teams.
As much as I like Dan Campbell, schematically it's Nick Sirianni. I mean, the guy took this team to the postseason last year in his first year as a head coach. I get they have a much more talented roster, but that's the reality of it. We don't really know what Dan is yet. He has to still prove he can go out and win games. I love what he brings. I love his attitude. I love his relationship with his players. But again, his future is determined by that win and loss column. So that's the thing I'm looking for the most. I'm going to say Nick Sirianni on Sunday.
Fair enough, and I would agree. Nick Sirianni gets the check mark for me. Quarterback, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts. On Sunday, who's got the advantage?
I'm going to say right now, the Lions. Listen, I get Jalen Hurts is more dynamic. He can make plays with his legs. But like Mike just said, Jalen Hurts has to prove he can kill teams in the pocket. He can beat teams. Because I get it, his legs, it's impressive. But if you could stop the run and control Jalen Hurts, he hasn't proven he can completely beat you. So with Jared, I know what I'm getting out of Jared. And it might not be special. It might not be, it might not jump off the page. But I'll take solid. I will. Advantage, if you want to go the more dynamic quarterback, then go Jalen Hurts. I'm going to go a guy that at least I know what I'm getting out of him. And I could trust him. I can't believe I'm saying that. A little more than Jalen Hurts. So I'm going to go with Jared Goff. Slightly. It's very close.
All right. I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
I'm going to give the check mark to the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, I think, in that vacuum with the matchup he has, I'm going to give him the matchup. It's very close, though. I would say if I were to break it down in percentage, I'd say 51-49. Because I do think Jared Goff is going to be more than capable of going out and helping the Lions win this football game. Running backs, who's got the upper hand?
I'm going to say... Ooh, because you got to look, if we're going, like, technically, you got to look who the
Going into Sunday, who's got the better backfield?
Well, because you said Jalen Hurts because of what's around him. I'm going to say the Eagles.
Matchup, everything. You take everything
I'm going to say the Eagles
consideration.
because they have the more healthy offensive line. I mean, they really do. Although I agree that the Lions have a deeper backfield, the Eagles are going to have the advantage because they have a healthy offensive line. They're still the best offensive line in football. So
I have to disagree. It has to be.
Okay.
It has to be the Lions. They have a deeper backfield. I think the offensive line, even with the injuries they do have, is still enough to be productive. I'm not too worried. I like DeAndre Swift out of the backfield more than Miles Sanders. I like Jamal Williams. I like Craig Reynolds more than Kenneth Gainwell, what they have in Philly.
And I'm not going to disagree with you.
I understand where you're coming from, especially with the concerns with the offensive line health. I don't think it's enough of a factor for me to check that box for the Philadelphia Eagles. Wide receivers, the Eagles or the Lions, who has the advantage?
More proven guys on the Eagles. I mean, A.J. Brown is a really, really good wide receiver, and he is what we think Jamison will be, or we hope DJ Chark can be. But no, A.J. Brown him by himself puts him over the Detroit Lions. Devontae Smith, I think him and Amon-Ra kind of cancel each other out, but you have A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert. It's got to be the Philadelphia Eagles with the advantage there, to me.
All right, I'm going to disagree.
Wow. Really?
Yep. I know. So I sat long and hard on this one. More talent right now on the field, I think you could argue the Eagles. Devontae Smith, right? A.J. Brown. But I think chemistry, timing, all that really matters. And for the first game of the year, I'm going to trust the Lions wide receiving core more than I am the Philadelphia Eagles. I've seen Devontae Smith have really good games and then drop off and be nowhere to be found. Granted, his rookie year, he'll improve his second year. And then A.J. Brown. Yes, they're going up against an unproven secondary. Yes, they're going up in a favorable matchup. But I don't think Philly has an answer for St. Brown. I don't see how they deal with Josh Reynolds and DJ Chark all on the field at the same time, along with Swift, along with Hawkinson.
And you think the Lions have an answer?
I am going to trust the Lions wide receiving core to produce more on Sunday than I would the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Lions will be more effective throwing the football.
This is the tough one I'm struggling with. Are we going talent or based on the situation?
Both. I mean, talent-wise, it's obviously Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I could argue
same situation you made with running backs, though, right?
Right, and I could also argue Jalen Hurts is throwing them the football. So if I want to go,
I'm more confident in Jared Goff throwing the football right now.
And I would agree. I just said I picked Goff over Hurts, but I think they're more talented for the Eagles. So it's
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, they're more talented, sure, but I would say St. Brown's more talented than Devontae Smith as of now. He produced more last season as a fourth-round rookie.
He did. I don't know. It's like that much.
I understand. I'm not saying it's a big difference, but still.
Let's say they cancel each other out. So you're going to have Chark over
Chark
AJ
and
Brown.
Reynolds over Devontae Smith. I would take that.
I'm saying if Devontae Smith and Amon-Ra kind of cancel each other out, you have AJ versus who?
Yeah,
Chark and
again,
Reynolds?
based on talent. I think production this weekend, we're going to see more production out of the Lions wide receivers than we will from Philly. I'm going to give the Lions the advantage this weekend.
Against that Eagles secondary. And the Eagles are throwing to the Lions secondary. Okay, just make sure. All right, just make sure. I respect it, but I'm going with the Eagles.
All right, who's got the advantage tight end?
Right now, it's the Eagles. As much as I like T.J. Hockenson, and I think he can be on Dallas Goedert's level. I mean, Dallas Goedert put up, 800 yards last year. I think that's what T.J. can do. He's been more healthy, and he's done it. He did it last year. So I think T.J. can get there, but right at this moment, I'm going to go with Dallas Goedert.
I would agree with Dallas Goedert. Obviously, the health. He's just more productive than Hockenson has ever been. Dallas Goedert is probably going to be the leading pass catcher on the Eagles this Sunday. I would give the Eagles the advantage going into Sunday at the tight end position. Offensive line, I think this is consensus. It's got to be the Eagles.
Yeah.
The injuries are a problem. If Ragnow was there, though,
Okay.
who has the advantage? Are you still going Eagles?
Yeah. I just think that they're slightly better. It's not like the Lions. They have, if you want to say top 3, top 5 offensive line, that's fine. I agree with you. But the Eagles, to me, have the best offensive line. And if you're going the best, there's the advantage right there. So they have guys that have made all-pro. I mean, these guys, like Lane Johnson is like the best right tackle in football. And you have Jason Kelsey, who's the best center, in my opinion, in football. So if you have 2 players that are the best in football at the positions,
fair enough.
Gives them the advantage. So I'll go with the Eagles.
Fair enough. Defensive line. Interior, pass rush, at all. Who's got the better defensive line going into Sunday?
It's going to be Eagles. They're deeper. I mean, they just signed Reddick as well, a guy who had 11 sacks last year, and he'll be coming after Jared Goff. And on top of that, they have I think they have a deeper defensive line, than the Lions. The Lions don't have really proven guys. They have Charles Harris, who had 7.5 sacks. I like Charles Harris, but the Eagles have like 2 or 3 of Charles Harris. So I'm going to go with the Eagles.
I think we're going to agree probably right now, if I'm honest with you.
We have to see.
We're going to go defensive line Eagles. We're probably going to agree Eagles linebackers. We're going to definitely agree on the secondary. I think the Eagles check all the boxes over the Lions on defense going into Sunday.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't think there's any time to waste on that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I won't dispute you there.
All right. Moving on from personnel, who's got the advantages? I want to focus on keys to the game. So let's start from the Philadelphia Eagles perspective, okay? We have a few minutes, so I want to get to both teams.
Mm-hmm.
The Philadelphia Eagles must do what to win on Sunday?
Run the football. They have to run the football effectively. If you can keep, like we talked about time of possession, it's not only just time of possession, it's taking care of the football as well. If you're running the football, that means you're going to have Jalen Hurts making easier decisions with play action, having receivers more open. If you can't run the football and the Lions know what you're doing and you're predictable, Jalen Hurts is in trouble because he hasn't proven to us he can beat teams in the pocket. So that's what I'm looking at. He has to come out. They have to run the football, and I think they will. The Lions, you said it at the beginning of the show, they gave up 135 yards per game last year. That's a big, big question mark for the Lions is can they stop the run? And listen, the Eagles, if they run the football effectively, Lions are going to have a long night because that secondary, and listen, I like Tracy. I love Ermanni. And I don't think Ermanni gets enough credit, by the way. He's very underrated. Arguably the best, if not the best player on this defense. But he can't help himself. If you're running the football and he's out there on an island, it's going to be tough. So I'm going to say for the Eagles to win on Sunday, they have to run the football effectively and take care of the football. Those 2 things.
All right, fair enough. The Lions, Jeff, and I'll get to mine in a little bit, but I want to hear you out first. Mm-hmm. The Lions must do what on Sunday to win?
You know, it's funny. It's the same thing.
Really? Oh, man, we're going to disagree a lot.
Because unless you get the passing game going, but I'm not asking Jared to air it out. I don't want Jared to do that against this secondary. Hell no. So I'm going to say run the ball. That's going to be they're both teams are built similarly because they're built behind their offensive lines. So for the Lions, my game plan going in is we're going to run the football. We're going to get DeAndre Swift involved, and that's going to open up things for TJ, for Amon-Ra. It's going to open up big plays possibly for DJ Chark. Both teams, both of it starts with running the football. I mean, it does. If you're asked, how else would you beat them if you're the Lions? That's the question I would ask. Besides, you have to take care of the football as well.
I think for the Lions to win on Sunday, to answer that question.
We're talking about offensively?
No, just in general. The entire game.
Oh,
what
we're talking
they
about
need to
defensively.
Do,
they got to get to the quarterback. That's another thing.
Here, let's separate it then, just so you can have two answers,
offensively,
right?
Yeah. We'll start with that.
Offensively, I'm going to say what they need to do on Sunday to win. Jared Goff has to have one of his better games, has to look similar to what he looked like down the stretch last season. Jared Goff in the passing game is what's going to win this game offensively, in my opinion, not the run game. The passing game will win this game for the Lions. On the defensive side of the ball, they must stop the run. I do agree 100% on that.
Yeah.
If the Eagles are able to run the football effectively, it opens up their entire offense. It's going to be a problem to contain Jalen Hurts. It's bad enough you kind of already question the secondary. You're not sure who's going to guard Devontae Smith, who's going to guard A.J. Brown, who's going to guard Dallas Goedert. They're loaded. So for the Lions, stopping the run and winning the passing game, that's the key. For the Eagles, on the flip side, I don't think the Eagles need to do anything on defense outside of stopping the run as well. Because if they do, they're going to force Jared Goff to line up in positions he doesn't want to be in. 3rd and long, right? Second and long situations are going to be a pain in the ass for him. You want to prevent the Lions from getting those 3-4 yards to carry. And if they can do that, they can stop the run, which they have a more than capable enough defensive front to do so. They're going to force the Lions to play a game they don't want to play. Offensively for the Eagles, I don't think it's running the football. It's Jalen Hurts needs to protect the football and have a good game passing. I think the passing game for both teams is what's going to dictate the winner. It really is. Because if Jalen Hurts or Jared Goff go out and they throw the football like they're probably going to have to, and they turn it over, it's going to be tough for either team to win.
I actually think we kind of agree, because the reason why I said running the football is because it's going to make what you just said much, much more easier. And you talked about Jared. Who was one of the best quarterbacks 2 years ago in play action? It's Jared Goff. So that's his bread and butter. If you can run the football, like you just said, you put him in 3rd and long situations. And it's not just 3rd and long. It's knowing they're going to throw the football.
One of the greatest, I don't want to say it's a cliche, but one of the things that is the most true in the NFL is most quarterbacks ever, the 7th rounders to the 1st rounders,
right,
they can all throw on play action. Can you throw in a football game where the defense lines up and they know you have to throw it? That is one of the most difficult things to do in the NFL.
And I think both these quarterbacks have to prove that.
And let's look at the NFL. Let's look at the whole landscape, right? Quarterbacks that don't fit that category. Baker Mayfield is a play action quarterback. Ryan Tannehill. But when they have to drop back 30, 40 times a game because they're down, well, they don't look the same. They don't have that tight spiral on the ball. Reckless with the football, turn it over. That's the trend. Now, there are elite quarterbacks that can do both. And then there's where I believe Jared Goff is, where you don't want to put him in a situation to drop back 30, 32, 34, 35 times against the Eagles where it's an obvious passing situations. You want to be 2nd and 2, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 situations where he can play action boot, throw it underneath, take a deep shot on 2nd down. Hell, take a deep shot on 1st down. You want to have unpredictability on offense on Sunday. But when we get back, we'll go around the NFL.